So not everybody in this work heals. This is a process of discovery. But in the last couple years, we have seen so many incredible miracles, so many transformations. And we have the evidence, not only in science and the things we're measuring, and all the wonderful new opportunities that are coming out of this work with other scientific universities and communities that are interested in studying us, but also our testimony, our students. They are the living example of what's possible. And that means then, if other people can do it, you can do it as well. And it's going to take practice. It doesn't mean like if you've read all the books on how to dance the salsa and you've memorized all the content, but you've never got on the dance floor and done the salsa, or you've read the books on how to tango, but you've never actually practiced and got your body involved in doing the tango. It doesn't mean that you're not a good dancer. You may have all this talent to be able to do it, but to learn the steps and to make it look natural and easy, and to begin to see that you're evolving your experience is fundamentally important to this work. So I wanted to connect with you to let you know that I have a lot of questions also. And I think all the time about building a better model of understanding, and you should too. And you should investigate the answers to those questions on your own. It's so important for you to take a moment and look for the answer. Not ask the question and have someone answer it for you, although that's great in a community, because our community informs each other. Our community supports each other. Our community heals one another. We honor one another. We respect one another. We tell the truth to one another. We shine for one another so others can shine. We educate one another. These are all the important attributes that build a indivisible bond amongst the community. But the important element then, more than anything else, is seeing feedback in your life. And so people can come for all kinds of reasons to do this work. And to me, it doesn't matter. What matters the most is that you're patient with yourself. These concepts are easier to forget than to remember. And having people that you could take the time with and sit down and say, God, I'd love to speak with a group of people and talk about gene expression and epigenetics. I don't understand all of it. I've read it, but maybe somebody can help me. And you sit down and you have a conversation. What do we know? What do genes do? How do we change genes? What is the latest research? And you start understanding it. And once you start understanding it, when it comes time to do your meditations, you can assign more meaning to what you're doing. And so the magic in this community happens at our week-long events. And I push people in those week-long events way outside of their comfort zone. Because when they step far enough out into the unknown and they keep practicing and they keep applying, they're going to run into something great. And I want that for all of you. I want that for everybody in this community. So that means then that doing this work and taking the time out of your busy lives to become an experimenter, to experiment to see if I change the way I think and the way I feel, is it going to begin to produce effects in my life, and then maintain that state, that energetic state, independent of all the conditions in your environment, independent of the conditioning emotionally that keeps you in the past or the expectation of the same future, and independent of certain habits and unconscious programs. That is the process of overcoming. And being able to sustain that state every single day causes outcomes to begin to mysteriously appear in your life. And it is that mysterious appearance of those opportunities and synchronicities that transcend our limited understanding of possibility. And so, yes, not everybody heals in this work. We're learning the process. And it's not enough to just send people love in this work. Love is the wind that moves the feather in one direction. Intention is what lands the feather on the coordinate, on the person, on the circumstance, on the condition that you want to change. And it is our intention that is a function of our brain, a function of our ability to hold an intent or focus. The emotion is the fuel that moves us closer to that outcome. And so it's important for you to understand then that if not everybody heals in this work, and it's a practical application of overcoming every single day that allows you to become somebody else, then it would be about becoming. It would be about you becoming a greater version of yourself. And I've said to so many people in this work, you know, when you're changing in your life and when you stop talking about it. And when you stop talking about it, it means then that you're engaged in the process. You are in the river of change. So sending love to someone in a certain direction is good, but we require more. And I know many of you have not been schooled or instructed in the coherence healings, and that's okay. We have so many things that we're planning for our future with our communities. But if you're interested in the coherence healing, or you have somebody that needs a healing, by all means seek out the communities that provide the resources for you to help those people. So I have gone through great measures in the last several years to keep this information as pure as possible. Not for any other reason, but if I can offer you my greatest understanding of the truth, and then numerous opportunities for you to experience it, if you practice every single day, you're going to get better at doing it. So we have communities of people in this work that I want to inspire all the time, but I also want to set some conditions that allow us to be unique from other communities. I tell our advanced students in this place where we can meet, this Facebook platform where you can support one another and encourage one another. It's so necessary for us to keep this information pure. And it's also really important for us to be unique in a way that we're not complaining about things. Complaining means then, or blaming means then, that someone or something you believe is doing it to you. We want to work at a much higher level. We want to be something different and unique. We want to give people the support that they need in the belief that something is possible for them.